What's up, guys? I hope everybody is safe and well and keeping yourselves healthy with everything that's going on right now. And I know it's a lot of negative information. It's a lot of ill feelings that are happening right now, a lot of uncertainty. But I want to give you something that you can be sure of, something that's been truly life changing for me, and something that's really powerful, a very powerful tool that we have available to us to draw into our life whatever it is that we truly want. So I want you to be able to check out this whole video. It's going to be really great and awesome, okay? But what we focus on is such an important thing. That's why we can't be watching too much of the news right now, okay? What you focus on multiplies. You see how Instagram works. You ever watch somebody on Instagram and you see them scrolling through their Instagram, and certain things they pass right on by, and then other things they double tap, and then they go back and they look at this, and then they keep scrolling. And what makes people stop and respond to certain things and keep scrolling past other things? It's kind of the same thing that happens when you're in a crowd somewhere and you're looking for one of your friends and you're just skimming and scanning everybody, but then you think you see Tom. And it's based on how he walks, how he talks. There's all these little indications and nuances that are very detailed that help you identify that's Tom. Or when you're in a parking lot and you're looking for your car, it jumps out to you, your car, because you know what that thing looks like. Social media and Siri have found the value in paying attention to what it is that you focus on, how long you focus on it, and then what you're saying out of your mouth. And then they advertise what you've been focusing on to bring it back in front of you, and then your focus that you've had on it, it begins to multiply those things in your life. So we'll call this the spotlight effect. All of a sudden, there's this thing that you've been wanting, and everything else kind of falls to the wayside, and you respond to the one thing. So they take all this information and then they create advertisement. So what is advertisement? I had to look up what the root word to advertise was, and I was excited when I found out, because the root word in advertise is to or toward. To or toward. So keep that in your memory bank. Now, the mind can't tell the difference between imagined or real. It just knows what's honest and what is true as far as it believes, as far as it can believe. You see this all the time with actors, where they imagine these fake situations or fake scenarios that they're responding to honestly as if it's actually happening to them. They're believing that it's happening to them, and then we're moved because we're watching a true, honest, heartfelt performance, and we're able to have an empathetic response to that, and it causes us to feel different and to be different because of it. It's the same thing as the placebo effect. You've heard it before, where someone takes a sugar pill that they believe is going to make them feel a certain type of way, and then their brain causes them to have the same type of response as what the real pill would have caused them to have. So what's at work here is what you believe. You know, if you left your phone at my house and you called me like, hey, I want my phone back, you wouldn't tell me like, I don't have a phone anymore. You would say, I want my phone back. It's mine, even though it's at my house. If your mom is living in another state, is she still your mom? Or is she not your mom anymore because you don't have access to her? Okay, so what's happening is, do you believe that you have things that even though you don't have access to those things, they are still yours? Now, whether you see your mom in person or you see a picture of your mom, that picture of your mom could elicit some of the same feelings as if you had seen your mom. It might make you want to do something to make her proud, or it might make you take the action to actually call her. Now, in both instances, we maintain this identity that those things are ours even though we don't have access to them. We know in our heart that it is ours. In the Bible, it says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. Now, commercials tap into this power all the time. You'll see the person in the video who's holding the bag of chips, and they're so happy, and they just believe that this is the best thing ever, or they're eating the burger, and they seem to be so happy. And we go out and we get that product because we feel like we could, if we associated ourselves with those products, we would have the same associated feelings as the people who are advertising those to us. Even logos understand the power of existing in your subconscious mind as something that you truly want. When I was on my way to work one day, there was this sign that had all the restaurants that were participating in Restaurant Week. And they didn't just have a list of a list of the names of the restaurants, but they had a picture of the logos. So now your subconscious mind takes a picture of the logo, and now when you're walking down the street, you automatically walk into the restaurant because you saw the same picture that was on the sign, and you automatically respond and go in there, even if you don't know why you're doing that thing. So this is where you hear people talking about vision boards and getting into vision boards, and some people like them, some people think that they work, some people think they don't work. And the thing about it is they'll work with a catch. When you put those pictures up on the wall, you have to believe that that's you, that that's yours, that you have that, and you have to feel that with all of your heart. If you're still looking at it in this comparison mindset, it's just going to make you feel bad and make you feel resentful about, wow, it must be nice to have those things, but I don't have those things. Rather than you thinking, I have those things, I just don't have access to them yet. Now, when you imagine with a lot of detail, it creates this picture in the back of your mind. If you think of that picture as like a negative, when you are someone who develops film, you have a negative that is what the camera you have to get out of the camera, and then you have to develop, and then you get the real picture. But when you create the negative in your mind of the thing that you want, now you have the magnetic force that is going to draw you towards the positive that exists out there in the world. So you're creating advertisement in your mind, and then you're moving to or toward the thing that's out there in the world that you have already identified with all of your heart is yours. Now, how this works is now you show up different. You walk different, you talk different, you follow up on the book that someone said you should read, you follow up on the business card that somebody hands you, you exhaust more opportunities that are available to you because they align with who you see yourself to be, and because you're acting different and you're existing different in the world. You're essentially raising your frequency up so that you are on the same plane as the thing that you want. So now your negative has a way to get to that positive, and this is where it's so important for us to watch what we focus on. You can't keep watching so much fear-laden material, or watching stuff that doesn't, or being around people and situations that influence you in a negative way, because you won't be able to have the things that you want, because you're not the type of person who would have those things. So the power in your imagination is huge. And I usher you all to create advertisement in your mind for what it is that you want to move towards. Feel it with all your heart and believe that it's just that I don't have access to those things yet, but they are still mine, even if they're not in front of me right now. And I've already had some instances of that happening in my own life. And I'm new on this, but check back with me in a whole year, and I guarantee you everything about to be flipped, okay? So tag a few people below who need to hear this message. Share this with somebody, subscribe, all that jazz, because we're about to take this opportunity right now and make something amazing happen with it.